Hey everyone, today I'll be introducing and breaking down the MultiVAC blockchain in basic terms so that developers and investors alike can understand what this project is about and how it works. Let's jump right in. So, what is MultiVAC? MultiVAC is a new, flexible, all-dimensional sharding proof-of-stake blockchain. If you aren't sure what that means, don't worry, we'll cover it shortly. MultiVAC is interoperable with other blockchains and has full support for the Ethereum virtual machine so that developers can very easily port over their applications. Before we get any further, let's first take a step back and look at the big picture. All blockchains are competing to solve the infamous blockchain trilemma. Essentially, there are three pillars: decentralization, scalability, and security that must be solved. However, usually, when one pillar is solved for, trade-offs and compromises must be made for the other pillars. For decentralization, there cannot be one centralized power that makes up any part of the blockchain. Transactions need to be validated from numerous locations and by numerous individuals. This ensures that the blockchain has no central point of failure and cannot be shut down by a single entity. For scalability, as more users and transactions come into the blockchain, the network needs to be able to adapt with the increasing demand. For security, it is critical that malicious actors cannot have a negative impact on data integrity. I will get more in depth on how MultiVAC manages the blockchain trilemma later. So, MultiVAC is a sharding blockchain, but what exactly does that mean and how does it work? Blockchains are essentially public ledgers of transactions that get grouped into blocks that are chained together in a single file line, hence the name blockchain. Sharding blockchains take this idea and implement having multiple chains processing transactions side by side. These are all called shards. In the case of MultiVAC, when a shard gets overburdened with transactions, it will split into two shards and equally distribute the workload. Each shard has its transactions validated by nodes, which are frequently shuffled. I will circle back to what nodes are. In MultiVAC, each shard has its security rating used in conjunction with reliability standards that developers can set. This allows for more reliability. MultiVAC, being a proof-of-stake blockchain, avoids a lot of the problems that current popular blockchains have. By relying on proof-of-stake instead of proof-of-work, the computational and energy costs to run the blockchain are significantly reduced, meaning that the network is more eco-friendly and sustainable long-term. A side effect of being proof-of-stake means more users can run nodes, which is the backbone of MultiVAC tech. Currently, running your own node will cost 1 million MTV to be staked, or any amount outside of 1 million will be added to other amounts from other people in a staking pool. There's currently around 30% APR, and the percentage is completely dependent on your stake size versus the daily reward allocation of the 2 billion MTV set aside for node rewards. Nodes, which are the backbone of MultiVAC, come in different forms. They can be self-hosted or created in staking pools. There are three types of nodes, two of which are functional and one is not. Miner nodes are responsible for generating blocks, coming to consensus, and keeping a summary of the blockchain state from all shards in a lightweight way. Storage nodes store and serve data to the network so that miners can focus on their jobs. They maintain transaction outputs for accounts in each shard and cannot be used in a malicious way to harm the network. Finally, we have light nodes, which are just users and clients that are sending transactions. The nodes have very low system requirements of 2-core CPUs, 2 GB of RAM, and 8 GB of storage. MultiVAC has a flexibility system that is unique to MultiVAC and gives developers the choice for which pillar of the blockchain trilemma is most important for their needs. Instead of providing a unified solution, MultiVAC gives developers the freedom to choose. Based on business demands, developers can choose between speed and reliability by setting a reliability standard. If I am sending transactions from my application for data such as medical records, I would want to make sure that the transactions take as long as they need to be as secure as possible. In contrast, if my friend is running an online raffle that requires entry numbers to be sent extremely quick, they would need to have a low reliability standard since their transactions speed would need to be more than the excessive transaction verification. The MultiVAC network will use different consensus methods and shard sizes based on the security standard that is required. For security, MultiVAC uses verifiable random functions to verify sharding assignments for nodes, Byzantine consensus to ensure enough nodes have agreed on the verification of a transaction, proof of instruction execution to provide incentive to do honest work, and make it more taxing to be malicious. Security ratings on shards based on the node composition, reliability requirements so that developers can choose more verification on important transactions, and constant node reshuffling so that the window to carry out an attack on a shard is reduced to mere minutes on top of the other security requirements that are in place. In conclusion, MultiVAC is a new sharding blockchain that solves the blockchain trilemma by having low node requirements and mutable staking minimum with constant node shuffling for decentralization. Several security mechanisms with security standards based on developer business demands, and shard splitting with parallel processing for scalability. Due to the proof of stake and high transactions per second, the growing pains of current gen blockchains are already solved for. It is easy to migrate from the current popular blockchains, so adoption will be easier. Marketing has almost been entirely non-existent until now, so it is extremely early to be getting in with your investment. That leaves a lot of room for investment growth. However, I'm not going to get into that because this is a technical focused video. Overall, I hope this video has been helpful and informative. I recommend that everybody do their own research and check out the MultiVAC white paper. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the